The greatest war in the history, the Mahabharata, was not about heroes and kingdoms, but about a woman born of fire. A woman destined to change the fate of empires and to learn that even palaces made of gold are illusions. This is the story of Draupadi, princess, wife, queen, and prisoner of destiny, a voice often silenced in the epic, until Chitra Banerjee gave her a throne of words, a story of power, pride, love, and loss told through her eyes. This is the Palace of Illusions. In a world ruled by men, where women were seen but rarely heard, Draupadi was born not from a mother's womb but from the sacred fire, a prophecy wrapped around her destiny. She will change the course of history. But like all flames, she burned with desire for justice, for power, for love, and like all flames, she would consume and be consumed. Draupadi grows up in her father's court, King Drupad of Panchala. She is intelligent, curious, questioning, traits that unsettle her father. She watches the men of her world wield swords and whirls while she is told to obey and to wait. Inside her, a voice whispers, I was born for more than silence. Even as a child, she dreams not of marriage but of destiny. When the time comes, her father arranges a swamber, a contest where the bravest warrior wins her hand. But fate has cruel sense of humor. She had heard tales of Karna, the warrior of unmatched strength, and something within her stirred. But when Karna steps forward, a cruel truth is revealed. He is the son of a charioteer, and Draupadi, in pride and prejudice, rejects him publicly. A princess cannot marry the son of a charioteer, a single sentence that would ignite a lifetime of regret. For the man she humiliates would one day stand against her in a hall of shame. Arjuna, the hero of Pandavas, wins her hand, but fate plays another trick. Through a mother's careless command, Draupadi is asked to marry all five brothers. Bound to five men and to five different destinies, she becomes the queen of Indraprastha, and her husbands build her a magnificent palace. Wall of crystal, floors that look like water, illusions everywhere. A palace fit for goddess, but even the worst, most beautiful illusions can hide cracks. Within her heart, she is torn between love and duty, between pride and humility, between desire and destiny. But illusions don't last. The Kauravas, burning with jealousy, challenge the Pandavas to a game of dice. One by one, everything is lost the kingdom, the wealth, and finally Draupadi herself. Dragged by her hair into the royal court, humiliated before the eyes of kings, she cries out for justice, and silence answers, until a voice from above, divine and distant, close and her in endless garments saving her body but not her pride. That day, something inside her dies. The fire of Draupadi turns into a storm, and vengeance becomes her purpose. I will not tie my hair, she swears, until it is bathed in the blood of those who shamed me. Years of exile, years of waiting until the great war of Kurukshetra erupts. A war that devours brothers, sons, friends, a war fought in her name, but at cost no victory can repay. When the dust settles and the heroes lie dead, Draupadi stands among ashes, the queen of ruins, the owner of an empty throne. She had won her revenge, but lost everything she loved. In the end, Draupadi sees what the palace never showed her. Power is fleeting, pride is fragile, love is not possession but surrender. All her life, she sought meaning in kingdoms, crowns, and vows, but true freedom comes when she lets go. As she ascends the mountains with her husbands, leaving the world behind, she understands the palace of illusions was never made of crystal and gold. It was made of my desires, my fears, my pride, and now it fades. The Palace of Illusions is more than a retelling of an epic. It is a mirror, showing us the search for love, power, and recognition. Key learnings and themes from the book are the story, the power of perspective. The story reframes like Mahabharata through Draupadi's eyes, showing how history is shaped by who tells it. It challenges traditional narratives and gives voice to women who were often sidelined in epic tales. The search for identity. Draupadi constantly questions who is she beyond her roles as a wife, queen, and a pawn in politics. Her journey reflects a universal quest for self definition, especially in a world that imposes identities on women. The illusion of control. The title itself, Palace of Illusion, symbolizes the Maya, illusion of power, beauty, and possession. Even a queen cannot fully control her fate. Destiny, ego, and divine will often override human desire. Love and desire are complex. Draupadi's love for Karna and duty to her five husbands highlight the conflict between heart, and obligation. The story teaches that love is rarely simple, it's entangled with pride, duty, and regret. The cost of pride and revenge. Draupadi's anger and humiliation at the dice game become a catalyst for the war. The book warns of how ego and vengeance can lead to destruction, even for noble causes. Feminine strength and voice. Draupadi is portrayed as a strong willed, intelligent, and spiritual, challenging patriarchal norms. Her courage to speak out, question injustice, and pursue truth makes her a symbol of feminine resilience. Fate versus free will. The narrative explores how much of a life is preordained and how much is shaped by choices. Even with divine insight, humans remain bound by karma and cosmic balance. And the last is everything is temporary. The palace, the war, the victories all fade. The book reminds us that worldly achievements and attachments are fleeting, and inner peace is what endures.